Okay, so in today's video, it's pretty simple. If you accidentally installed GNOME, or you don't like KDE, or worse, you don't like, Cosmic, today's video is going to show you how to swap from either one of these into a different desktop environment. So say you installed Cosmic and it's not working the way you think it should because it's a public beta, and you want to swap into GNOME or KDE. That's what this video is going to show you how to primarily do. So let's jump into it. Let's not pad this video out just for extra clicks and views like most people do, and let's hope for the best. Now, if you don't know the installation process of PikaOS to begin with, we're all booted up into the ISO right now. This is it, and it's pretty straightforward. It's one of the best installers you could possibly ever find because it just installs the system without much of a fuss. Choose your language, accept the EULA, whatever. And of course your keyboard stuff, your time zone. I wish it had auto detect instead of automatically thinking everyone's in New York. And then you can manually partition the drive if you want. I've gone over that in other videos. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to just select the drive. I'm going to do advanced options. I'm going to use XFS. Every one of these can do snapshots. Don't let somebody tell you they can't. There's always a way to do a snapshot, okay? So there's that first and foremost. And we don't need to adjust anything else. I just need to select this. If you have an MSI motherboard, this has to be selected. And if you do not want, a timeout or a boot screen to pop up, so you can choose whatever you want, skip this section and boot up automatically is right there, okay? Now that that's done, we're going to do the installation. And you may notice that you didn't have to create a username or anything like that. That happens in the post install. So yeah. Now this thing is pretty quick. All it's going to do is basically write the image to disk. Once it's done, you're done. It's one of the fastest installers in the West, East, and North and South. Yeah. There we go. Done. So we're going to reboot in. And we are going to run through the post installation setup. I'm using what's called VM Curator, by the way. It's one of the best VMs that you could possibly get. And oh no. Oh no. 1 second, please. I have to shut this down. Alright, so this is the normal boot. Sorry about that. That's a bug that VM Curator has. Again, it's not like the most bug-free thing in the universe, but there you go. So the post install just does this. There will be time codes in the description below, so you can obviously skip all this if you don't want. And I'm going to call it something appropriate. And we're going to hit next. Make sure that you always update to the newest version, which it currently does not want to do. Go back, update. Come on. I've never actually had this fail before. Package list updated. Good. Yes, updated successfully. Starting download for 106 packages. There we go. And it's finished. So the next thing is your drivers. Normally, if you're on NVIDIA, you could use the NVIDIA ISO. If you're on AMD, use the standard ISO. It will automatically handle your drivers, and in the update, it will give you the newest version of your NVIDIA or your Mesa drivers. So for this, I'm going to just hit next. You're going to uninstall the codecs. And I know, getting right into it. Yes, this is all a part of it because most people don't know what PikaOS can do or what it is. And because of this, I want to give them a nice nifty little introduction so that they understand what exactly it does and it is. So you get all your multimedia codecs and everything. Once that's done, this is your gaming meta. This will install Steam, Heroic Game Launcher, Lutris, Fargus Launcher. Not that I'd ever recommend it. The launcher, of course, and Wine and all the other things that you need to play your games. Just click install, and it will start doing its thing. Now that that's finished, we can just reboot in. And as this is a normal boot, it should not be any sort of an issue, hopefully. And we should be good to go. Now, on some machines, you won't end up seeing the boot screen. If you do, well, you're lucky. I have it disabled so it can just go as quick as possible. But yeah, there we go. And this is where the part of the video starts that this is all about. Let's log in. There we go. I want to do something real quick. Before I start this, I want to turn all of this on. There we go. So when you're inside, that lags like crazy. Wow. When you're inside of this and you want to switch to, let's say, KDE, because for some reason the world has brainwashed people into believing KDE is the best desktop environment that you could possibly get, when that's just not true. It's one of the buggiest for sure, but it's not one of the best. People only say that because they're hormonally attracted to Windows and they don't want to admit it. So we're going to do picman install. By the way, picman is their custom installation thing. You can also use sudo apt install, but this one's way cooler. And it's going to do... Is it bad that I instantly forget these things when I'm about to do them? But don't worry, I backed it up somewhere else. So we already did the picman install part, and now it's the pika KDE, if I can type please, desktop, into your password. And what this is going to do is it's going to completely remove Cosmic. Look at all that. That's all of KDE. Okay. It's going to completely remove Cosmic in all of its beta and install KDE. I believe it should be 6.7. I'm not sure. We'll see when we get in there. Which has been in alpha for 27 years. So, that's a joke, by the way. People are so sensitive these days, they need to relax a little and just understand that the world is a lot of laugh. We're going to switch to SSDM. Okay. And the installation won't take long at all if you have a good internet connection. If you do not, then yeah, it might take a bit. It's got to unpack, it's got to do a whole bunch of stuff, and once it's finished, we'll be right back. All right, I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome you to the channel. If you found this video, if you did, subscribe and stay. I do tons of helpful videos. I got a playlist below that covers almost everything Linux related that anybody would ever want to know, and I'm adding more and more every day. I upload videos every day, or at least I try to. It really depends on my health and stuff. There's a way to support the channel. You can become a YouTube member, donate on Ko-Fi, tons of other things. So thank you, and I hope to see you more and more in the comment section. Okay, so that's done. So we should just be able to hopefully log out and log in to KDE with all hopes. Let's see. There's Plasma. Boom, and we're there. Look at that. That was pretty quick, right? So let's go take a look at the boot page. And I say a boot just to mess with people. Oh, it's on 6.5.4. Right. So 6.7 is currently stuck behind something that Debian's failed to do. It's not on PikaOS's side. There should be a sync hopefully happening in the near future that deals with this, but this is probably the last actual stable version of KDE, so you're in good hands on this one. Super graphics mode, integrated and available in hybrid. Interesting. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But here you are, all ready to go. So what if you get tired of the bugs in KDE? What do? Well, you open up the terminal, and don't worry, I'll zoom in. I'm just scratching my eye, even though you shouldn't scratch your eye. And you change the whole KDE to GNOME. And you just do the same installation, just like this. It's that simple. So swapping is that easy. And again, you can go to GDM3 by hitting that button right there. You can constantly swap back and forth between different login managers. It's really nice, but if you're going with GNOME, go with their own login manager because, I don't know, it just has features with it that GNOME needs and whatnot, you know? Anyway, GNOME is much lighter in terms of packages and installs much faster, so the installation just takes less time. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. And there you go. So, what do you do now? Well, you go and you log out. And when you reboot, you will be met with a different login screen. But yeah, then you choose GNOME on Wayland. And that's it. Oh, Cosmic. Oh, Cosmic, no. No, why are... No, okay, we got to reboot. The Cosmic login screen is very buggy. Sometimes it will log you in, sometimes it won't log you in. This is not my doing. This is not something that I can really, you know, fix. I could. Oh, look at that. But yeah, that's it. Now we're in GNOME. Isn't that nifty? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found this helpful. If you ever get confused, I added the install instructions inside the channel topic right there for each of the desktop environments, including Cosmic, KDE, and GNOME. So just clicking the channel topic will let you know what to do. And I've also put in a request. Well, the request is for a wiki page to be added to be able to swap between each desktop environment. Hopefully they'll listen, they'll add it, because there's a lot of people that come in here and they're like, I want to swap to KDE, I want to swap to Cosmic, I want to swap to GNOME. And it just makes it easier for everybody to just be able to do that. And I know it's really messy behind me. Those boxes need to be broken down and thrown out. But thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, subscribe. We do videos like this all the time. Usually videos are daily. I try to help out as much, making Linux as easy as possible. If you appreciate that, you can support the channel by either donating, becoming a member on either Ko-Fi or YouTube. Both help extraordinarily amount of much. I can't English very well. But there you go. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.